Hello everyone, this is Hamid Sharif, and in this video we'll be discussing assignment 2, or the language related part assignment. Now, this assignment is very much similar to the language analysis you would do on your lesson plan. So this will help you a lot also with the language analysis section on your lesson plan. So pay very close attention to what I'm going to say. Now, in this assignment, basically the tutors will provide you with the structures, either vocabulary or grammar, to use or to analyze. So you will not be analyzing anything. You will analyze specific structures or specific vocabulary items provided by your tutors. Now, some of the references that you can use are here. Also, we can add another reference, which is basically a book that is called CCQs and Timelines. Okay, this is a very nice book that you can refer to. Now, let's have a look, for example, at a sample done for a grammar analysis box. Okay, so what students needed to analyze is I was eating dinner when the telephone rang. So first you will need to mention the name of the structure, like it's past continuous and past simple. Okay, and you will need to mention the meaning or use. When do we use these or these structures, depending on what you have in the model sentence. Okay, and then you will need to describe how you would convey the meaning. And normally in this section, you will need to mention a short story, a very short story, an anecdote, a situation, maybe a picture that will help you convey the meaning to students and will help you elicit the sentence from students. Make sure not to use the target language in the context, because this will not help us elicit from students. So it might be something like this, for example, and make sure to read the instructions really carefully. And then we will need to add our concept questions and timelines if we're teaching grammar or tenses in specific. So you will add them in the box here, plus the answers. Do not forget to add your answers. And in this section, you will need to think about an anticipated problem related to the meaning or the use of the structure. Like, what problem might students have with the meaning or use of these two tenses, for example, here. And you will need to mention the solution. Then you will need to highlight the form and make sure when you're highlighting the form, you're writing it this way, like the complete sentence, as if you're writing it on the board for students. And again, you will need to come up with a problem in relation to the form of the structure or structures given. Please be specific. Please make it relevant to the level, not just to the structure. And please make the solution practical. And it's worth remembering that all the solutions and all the problems might happen while you're teaching in the clarification stage, not in the controlled practice, not in the fair practice, in the clarification stage. And then you will need to identify phonological features, okay? The stress, weak forms, intonation, for example, anything that might be unique to this structure, not any phonological feature, something that's unique to this structure. So for example, with the past continuous, we have the weak form of was or were, we have the ing ending, okay? So you don't have to highlight all the other stuff that are related to other structures. And of course, you will need to mention a problem related to pronunciation and the solution. And again, make sure the pronunciation problem is related to the features you mentioned previously. Like, for example, if you say students in the phonological features, was should be weak, like I was eating. So one of the problems might be that students might overpronounce the weak form and make the strong form or a full form. So this might be one of the problems. Now, this is basically an example on grammar, and you will be doing the exact same thing in your language analysis. Again, it might differ from a center to another regarding the format, but the components stay the same. Now, if we look at vocabulary, so for example, to analyze the word creep for an intermediate level students, again, we'll need to analyze the meaning. And of course, you can get the meaning from a dictionary. You will need to describe how you would convey the meaning, like the short story, the concept questions to check their understanding. You can either use concept questions, synonyms, visuals, etc., anything that will help you check their understanding. And of course, we need a problem in relation to the meaning, the solution, a problem in relation to the form, again, a solution. But this will happen, of course, after you highlight the form, whether it's a noun, a verb, transitive, intransitive, etc. identify the phonological features. You would normally, in the vocabulary section, you would normally mention the transcript here and the stressed syllable in case it has more than one syllable. And if there are any problematic sounds that you will need to highlight with the students. And again, you will need to mention an anticipated problem or problems in relation to pronunciation and their solutions. So this is just a quick sample for assignment two. Now let me show you, for example, how it would look like when the tutors give you the assignment to fill in. As again, from one center to another, it might be different, but components stay the same. So here we go. Just a second. Okay. Now, again, for every assignment that you will be filling, you will normally find the cover page in which you will need to add your name, submission date, and then a word count. And here you will mention or you will see the structures that tutor give you, and then you will need to analyze it. So it will go this way all throughout the whole assignment. So just make sure to read the model sentence carefully and make sure to analyze it accurately so you can avoid resubmitting your assignment. Okay, thank you so much. This was it for assignment two or the language related tasks. And again, if you have any questions, please ask your tutors.